do, let's go ahead and go to this piece, The Bilderberg Overlords, with David Knight, put together by Darren McBrain.
Last week, elections in the UK saw a huge defection from Conservative and Labour parties. UKIP, a party opposed to the European Union, surged from just 2 seats to more than 150 seats. Now, of course, the mainstream media glibly dismissed them as, wait for it, racists. But actually, they're just opposed to globalist control. And that doesn't make them xenophobes or racists. Now, one mainstream media, The Economist, got it right. They said throughout Europe, broadly anti-EU parties are rising as an indictment of the European Union, a project that millions of voters have come to associate with hardship and failure. They said this is an issue of democracy, not of economics. Voters are not impressed when they toss out an incumbent government only to be told by the EU that its replacement must stick to the same fiscal rules and economic policies. And we've seen that happen in Greece and in Italy, where an Italian member of the European Parliament, Borghezio, pointed out Mario Monti, and he's the Goldman Sachs banker who replaced a democratically elected prime minister, and Italian Minister Letta are members of Bilderberg, and Renzi, the current prime minister, is their puppet. That's right, Bilderberg. It's not just where European political puppets go to get their job, but it's also where American presidential hopefuls go to audition for their job.
Bilderberg always insist on a media blackout. By June of 2008, we had already figured out that Barack Obama was the elite's puppet of choice. The national media claimed that during the weekend the Bilderberg group was scheduled to meet, that Obama had speaking engagements set for Chicago and the Midwest. We knew better. In a classic bait and switch, the Obama campaign told the press corps to get on Obama's campaign plane and that Obama would join them on the flight to Chicago. Campaign staff then slammed the door shut. The fawning press had been shanghaied as Obama's campaign aircraft lifted off without Obama. The Bilderberg Group sits at the top of the world power structure. 125 of the richest and most influential individuals on the globe make up its membership.
But the European Union itself, as well as the unified currency of the euro, were planned in the 1950s at Bilderberg, as the chairman of Bilderberg, Davignon, bragged about in 2009. That's why the Italian MEP Borghezio called Bilderberg the root of all evil. And other prominent Italians have called for a criminal investigation of Bilderberg. Well, as bad as the EU has been for Europe, Bilderberg has plans for America as well. That's what TAFTA, the Transatlantic Free Trade Agreement, as well as TPP, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, will do to America. Now, one will unite us to Europe, the other will unite us to Asia. Both of them will destroy our economy as well as our sovereignty, putting us under the rule of globalist corporations and bankers. But of course, the mainstream media has for decades pretended that Bilderberg doesn't even exist. They've ridiculed Jim Tucker, Daniel Estulin, Alex Jones, and others who reported on Bilderberg. Even last year, Alex Jones was ridiculed as an idiot and a conspiracy theorist on the BBC for his coverage of last year's Bilderberg meeting in the UK. There may be a conspiracy, but it's not a theory. As Paul Joseph Watson reported just last week, a Berlin-based magazine, Cicero, quoted a Bilderberg member as saying, "Those sentences which really matter are being spoken at Bilderberg. You learn an incredible amount. Davos, in comparison, is pure PR talk." Now, of course, the mainstream media will be all over the economic summit at Davos, but the question is, will they even show up to the Bilderberg meeting? We want to bring them out of the shadows. We want to shine the light on them. That's why when they meet this week in Copenhagen, the InfoWars team will be there. Paul Joseph Watson, Josh Owens, and I will be giving you coverage there. Join us. Help us bring this into the light and expose what's being done in secret as the most powerful politicians and corporate leaders meet to plan a global agenda.
Great job, David Knight and crew. We're doing something epic here together, folks. We're exposing that it isn't foreign governments trying to take us over. It's foreign corporate conglomerates that have already taken us over. Once everybody knows that, politically, they're done. That's why they've tried to deny this forever, because it will be the end of them. We will win. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Alex Jones.
Clean water at home, clean water at the office, clean water on the go. The Berkey Guy has a Berkey water filtration model for anywhere you are and one that fits any budget. Thousands of satisfied customers can't be wrong. For free shipping within the U.S., go to goberkey.com or call 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Helping thousands prepare since 2005, goberkey.com.
Our founders pledged their lives, fortunes, and sacred honor to fight tyranny, and it's time to fight again. I'm Tisha Cassida, and I'm running as an independent for Congress in Colorado. I fight to end the military police state, ban GMO toxic foods, and abolish legal tender laws. Consider donating some of your hard-earned fiat currency to help me fight. Donate $25 or more, and you'll receive a gift to awaken others. I need and appreciate your support. Please donate at Cassida2014.com. That's CASIDA 2014.com.
Paid for by the Committee to elect Tisha Cassida to Congress.
To thank you for being a loyal listener, we have a limited time freebie offer for you. Claim your free heirloom tomato seeds, just pay shipping, right now at 123freeseeds.com. These aren't ordinary seeds. These are heirloom, non-genetically modified super seeds that are open pollinated and can be grown, harvested, and replanted endlessly. These survival seeds are actually more valuable than gold in a crisis. Go to 123freeseeds.com and you can get an airtight storage packet of 150 super seeds free while supplies last to say thank you for being a loyal listener. First come, first served. Just cover shipping. Go to 123freeseeds.com now to see if your free heirloom seeds are still available. That's 123freeseeds.com.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Gentlemen, in search of $1 million smile that'll make them take notice, really get their attention? Then get the mud. My Magic Mud. The fluoride-free whitener with no chemicals, additives, GMOs, or bad taste. And safe to swallow. My Magic Mud detoxifies, reduces sensitivity, cleans and strengthens your teeth while it whitens. Comes as a powder for pure whitening power. Start looking good for that special someone. Get the mud now. MyMagicMud.com.
Day after day, alone on a hill, the man with the foolish grin is keeping perfectly still. But nobody wants to know him. They can see that he's just...
Paul Watson's coming up in the next segment to talk about Bilderberg. I'm going to get his take on Snowden as well. We have that clip in February of Pachinik saying that Snowden's an operative. I didn't really shut him down, but I just, at that point, I just didn't see proof. And now Snowden's come out saying he was really an operative of the CIA and NSA, and that he's a patriot, and everything he did was, quote, for America. That has like a double meaning. So we're going to get Pachinik on to break that down. I'm not throwing Snowden under the bus right now, or The Guardian, or any of these groups, but he's saying it's a false flag. Pachinik is as well, out in Santa Barbara. You know, it's hard to say a little skinny nerd could kill 3 people with a knife without them being able to fight back. But, I mean, have you ever seen a mentally ill person, how hard it is to control them? I don't know. I just know white people are being blamed for this. He targeted the most white of white, so it's white people's fault. I mean, it just... I slipped on a banana peel last week, and did you know it was because of white people? I want to go to this clip. This full video is up on Infowars.com. Reporters arrested as cloak of secrecy begins. Agenda for Bilderberg confab illustrates global elite in a panic. And one of our great writers here should do a whole story on Daniel Estulin yesterday and the fact that in 2006, he said Bilderberg was going to implode the housing market in 2008. Indeed, that happened from his sources. I happen to know who one of his sources is. In fact, the only reason I can talk about it is some of it actually came out in the newspaper years after that. I'm not even going to say it. You know what? Even though it's public and hiding in plain view, I'm not going to say who the source is. The point is, Estulin has real sources. And he gave 9 points yesterday to the real agenda. That's the real agenda that was sent weeks ago to one of the members who doesn't like the agenda. So they're not all bad in there. A lot of them are there because they're at the top of their field. And again, they're all key managers off for other sectors and other combines. And it is a consensus, but they're already in the consensus because they were already in another consensus. Then they just have fine-tuning of the consensus. And again, they didn't want this to be known that it existed. It's over for the system. I know I keep saying this because it's so important. It's like having the plans of the Death Star, folks. If you have the plans, you can blow it up politically. That it's an illegitimate corporate takeover that seeks to end free market, end the family, end humanity as we know it, in a technological, technocratic takeover for a tiny elite. It's bad for 99.999999999. We've done the math before. There's 6,000 superclass in the Kissinger Group's own analysis, which I agree with. 6,000 super gophers, less than 20 families that own pretty much everything. So a few hundred people that own it, 6,000 that serve them, 6,000 people in the super control class. You divide that into 7,300,000,000. It's 0.0000000023, I think. So when they say it's the 1%'s the enemy, no, the globalists are going after the 1% because they're of the middle class wealth. Some guy that makes $1 million a year, folks, is in the 1%. You ought to be kissing their booty. They are the ones that buy the sports cars and come to your restaurant and get their hair done, and their wife divorces them, and the lawyers get the money, and their kids go to private school. They are the economy. The globalists have said this. You get rid of the nouveau riche, upper end of the middle class, the new rich, you shut down most of the economy. And you shut down the ladders up. How many of you out there work for somebody who's nouveau riche, wealthy, has a big house, nice cars, and you charge them a bunch of money to do stuff on their house and do things, and I mean, how would you do if they were gone? Well, there you go. You'd be in a third world country. Let's go to the clip of the arrest going on there at the hotel.
You cannot touch my camera, and you cannot touch me. If you touch me, I will press charges on you.
Dan Dix, Luke Rudowski, Paul Watson. They're filming.
I respect your wishes. You touch me, that's assault.
I will ask you first to delete it.
You could ask me anything you want. You could ask me to go to the moon. Doesn't mean I can get to the moon.
Something else. Don't go discussion in another this direction, please.
It's fine.
Just check everything what you have.
We're walking out of here. We wish to leave your premises immediately. We haven't done anything wrong. We're in a public common area. We use your business, and you cannot take my private property away.
This is something that
this is my equipment. This is my video footage. You are very nice. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I'm not touching you.
What's your name? My name's Luke.
It's right here on the name tag, yes? Okay.
What's your first name?
All right, this goes on for like 10 minutes. Full video up at Infowars.com. We're taking you live to Copenhagen, in Europe, straight ahead, where Paul Joseph Watson will join us from the shadowy Bilderberg Group.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.